everyone, and welcome here to the fifth round, the first road course of the season. And we're back again at Papyrus Raceway for another 10-minute qualifying session for your entertainment today. And this track has had some brilliant, amazing moments in the Craftsman Cup Series. Let's hope if we can get another one here today. Slightly quieter coming out of the pit lane. Looks like it's going to be James Qualls, followed by Poteet and Sam Oskin. So, see if we can turn our attention then to... There's Brandon Ross. So, James Qualls was the first guy out. And his livery is a reverse livery of the original paint scheme that he has. Now, next week, we're going to another road course in Road America, another first-time track for the drivers to take part in. Usual qualifying is usual, you know, just 10 minutes worth. That's the corner that people have got to look out for, the only right-handed corner, because some drivers will scrape the wall. You will see that, I can promise you. Anyway. Looking then at Sam Oskin. Again, any cars that has any problems, I will have a look at it after when we check. Yeah, to see if any cars has actually gone into the pit lane with some problems, and if the car disappears, it will start at the back of the grid. Now, here's one guy that needs to have a good race here. Brandon Ross in the 21. He's last in the points, 309 points away from the championship leader. So Brandon, although he did qualify well last week, he was caught up in the big one at Atlanta last week. So yeah, Brandon needs to make things go in here right for him. As they're just passing Brandon Disco, who's out on the track, driving the Fruit of the Loom car this time. I think that's them catching up to... Who's that ahead of them? I can't see who is that ahead. Michael Norman and Joshua Collard. Two drivers had great finishes. Oh, it's Jack Mitchell. Jack Mitchell, who had a strong outing at Atlanta, picking up a top 5. And Jack comes into this championship... Well, comes into this race now. 22nd in points. One of the big movers of the drivers last week. Gained 12 positions as a result of that top 5 finish. Anyway, further ahead there is James Qualls. There is Nathan Hudson, followed by Trent Dunham. And then you've got Oster Plant passing Levi McIntyre with Christian Martin too. Then you've got Charles Sanfer, followed by Diego Ospina driving the Sharpie car. There's Ali Rain. She needs to get a good finish here. 40th in the championship for Ali. Not been a good start for her at all. And there is the current defending winner of this tracker season. It goes Seth Cole, if you remember that incredible ending of last season's race when there was a caution late on and they were racing back for the win between Sam Oskin and Nico Ketchum. Sam got into the left rear quarter panel of Nico, which both of them internally lost their momentum, and Seth Cole passed the both of them through to take the caution flag and the win. And then a few seconds later, an almighty crash happened further behind when Jesse Turner got into Jamie Smith. I'm going to see none of that then later on. There's Dylan Young, driving the 2. He's had a couple of bad finishes. He finished, I think he finished dead last in the... yeah, he finished 41st at Atlanta, just because he had like a problem with the car. Charlie Buxton in the 89, battling for Rookie of the Season. And he finished in second place in the rookies behind Jack Mitchell. He just missed the top 10 by finishing in 11th place. Jessica Shelton with a new livery. There she is, followed by Chris Summers and Nick Gunther and RJ Bishop. There's the championship leader now. Where's McCall? I think that's probably the first time in his career in the CCS as him being a championship leader. He's got Carsten Green just ahead of him, who's sitting in 41st place in the standings. So he also needs to get something going here to kickstart his season. He's had back. I hear contact. I heard contact. And it's Nick Gunther. Now, Gunther's had some contact. Now, is he going to come into the pits? He might go into the pits. And if his car disappears, he will start at the back of the grid no matter what. If he has the fastest time in qualifying, he will not get it. So we'll keep an eye out here, because I did hear someone scraping the wall, and it must be Nick Gunther. Now, like I says, if the car disappears, he's into a backup car, but he's going to start at the back of the grid. Oh, he's not. He's putting on some tyres. Okay. He's putting on some tyres. We'll still keep an eye out on it. He's currently 13th place at the minute. We're into the second half now of qualifying. Like I says, only 10 minutes. I think we might be all right there. Oh, so he can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief there. But we will have a look at a replay at that there to see what happened to the 11. Meanwhile, here's the 66 getting a good run. I believe that's out of turn 2 on Daniel Voiles and Alex Rowe. There is Alex Rowe, and there's Joshua Collard with Michael Norman. Like I said, both of these drivers did have a great race last week. Michael Norman finishing in 2nd place, Collard finishing in 8th place, and he did come into the driver's standings in dead last. He's moved up a few points after that. Got a nice gaggle of cars right here, still led by that lot. Now, let's see, we haven't seen some other drivers here. It's just Shout goes out, as well as Nick Gunther. Let's see who we can see further up ahead. Who's this guy? This is Noah Cars, followed by 45, back in his original livery. And there's Jamie Smith driving the red Lucas number 4. And he's got former championship leader Liam Ervig and current rookie points leader Eno. There's Carsten Gum. He finished in the top 10. No, he didn't finish in the top 10. My apologies. He was running strong at Atlanta, but was involved in that big, massive pile-up at last week. And there's Anthony McCrory in car number 8. And into the pit lane, that looks like that is Danny Wells. Yes, Danny Wells, the winner from last week, defending champion. He's in there. It's Zachary Fitzwater, followed by, well, he's ahead of him is Matt McIntyre, and ahead of him is Jesse Turner. Now, Jesse Turner's had a real falling down the pecking order. 2 races ago, he was 8th in the standings. He comes into this now 28th. And he had a little bit of a tumble at Atlanta. A few drivers took a tumble, didn't they? There we go. There's Brent Wintergreen. Different, same sort of car, but different numbers on it now. Just driving a different thing. And there's Cody Lammers. Cody Lammers there, still in the top 10. And what's happened now with Nick Gunther? He's actually parked on the inside. Now, can this be a legitimate problem now for Nick? Because he's got the car right onto the inside. And I'll say it again, if his car disappears, if the car disappears, then again, he will start at the back of the grid. Danny Wells then pulls out. Collard's in. Right, so here we go. Keep an eye out then for the 11. Does the car disappear? Here he comes, goes into his pits. And no, still no. Okay. He's just teasing. That's what he's doing. Sky Cummins, the winner at Auto Club a few races ago. Had a decent outing at Atlanta too. He finished in 18th place. And he is sitting just outside the top 10 in 12th. A couple of more cars. There's Poteet. Poteet lost the championship lead after DNFing at Atlanta. He fell down to 7th in the standings. Matt McLean, he's sitting down there in 37th place. So not a good start though for Matt. There's Chris Summers. There's Colin Jones. Colin Jones is sitting 8th fastest as with less than 30 seconds to go until the end of the qualifying session. As these drivers are still working amongst each other, still trying to sort out what have you. There's Christian Martin. Now he's actually caught into the back of Austin Plant and Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson, and also by Levi McIntyre. McIntyre's actually been a bit unfortunate, you know. he sort of did dominate around Nazareth. Nearly led half of the laps before problem ignited. Started on the pole a week later at Atlanta, and he was caught up in the big one. So I think it's nearly time that we should actually check the... well, these drivers are going to finish their laps anyways. They'll be going over about 200 miles an hour across the start-finish line. There they go. Yep, and there you can see. So Levi McIntyre's in 21st place. That's not going to help him. So we'll just see them through there as the time remaining says 30 seconds. That's a slow car on the inside. Who was that? Oh, it is still Nick Gunther. It is still Nick Gunther. And that is just an actual legitimate problem he's got in there. Must have. Yeah, there's an actual problem. I will need to keep a look at that, actually. Yeah, he's grinding up against the wall. Right, we'll have to stop it there, and I will stop the qualifying just to check if anyone made a pit stop and disappeared. So, we're back in a second here. Now, let me actually just slow this down here. I did mention in qualifying I heard the car scraping up against the wall. I thought it was Nick Gunther. It wasn't. It was because it was the 17. Chris Summers was trying to avoid the 11, and Jessica Shelton was up against the wall. And you can see she's got some right side damage there on her Roush Racing Ford, and I think she goes and does another lap. Yes, she does go and do another lap. And then this time she will pull into the pits. There she is there. And she drives into the pit lane. And guess what? The damage was too much. Disappears. So as you can see there, Jessica Shelton, she's in 30th place. But the car has disappeared. She will start at the back of the grid no matter what. So there we go then, confirmation now, looking at Jessica Shelton. She was the only car to have made her car disappear and going up into a backup car. So like I said, she will be starting at the back of the grid. Anyway, we're going to find out who is going to start on the pole position. So who's going to start on pole for round 5 of the championship at Papyrus Motorsports Park? It is Brandon Tedesco. So Tedesco will make his way into the All-Star race where he's actually defending champion in that. And he will start on the pole, and he'll be alongside Sam Oskin. Probably we could see him a road course ringer, who knows. Brandon Ross, much needed. 3rd place then for him. Like I said, last in the championship, he needs a good start. He needs a good finish here. He needs probably a win just to get, move himself up in the championship. Jack Mitchell, who's kind of been hitting some form recently. He's best placed of the rookies, and he's going to start on the outside of row number 2. Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson make up row 3. Charles Sanford, Colin Jones, who is the 2nd fastest rookie for the Rookie of the Season honours. And Diego Ospina and Daniel Voiles, 2 Fords, completing the 5th row. Joshua Collard and Matt McIntyre will make up in row 12. Austin Plant and Nick Gunther will make up row 7. Then it is row 8 will be Zachary Fitzwater and Alex Rowe. Charlie Buxton and Michael Norman. Then it's Carson Green and Jamie Smith completing the top 20. Levi McIntyre and Danny Wells will be on row 11. Then it is Kyle Matthews and Dylan Pulte. Noah Carr's Liam Erthig. Then you've got Christian Martin and Seth Cole, 2nd in the points. He's going to be starting on the outside row number 14. No sign of the championship leader, though, as of yet. You see him now. You can see Matt McLean and Ali Rain. That's 15th row. Then you've got Wes McCall and James Qualls. Jessica Shelton, then you can see her. She is 13th fastest in qualifying, but she'll be starting at the back of the grid, like I said, because her car disappeared. So that means Jesse Turner will win head at 33rd, and then he'll be alongside Chris Summers. Then the next row will be Dylan Young and RJ Bishop, Brent Wintergreen and Carson Gum, and then Anthony McCrory and Sky Commons will make up row 20. And on the last row, again, another bad qualifying for Cody Lammers. Can't seem to get qualifying right there. That's back-to-back 41st place qualifying efforts for Cody Lammers. And now Jessica Shelton, who, like I said, is 33rd, but will start at the back of the grid because her car disappeared. So there you go. That is the end of qualifying. Many congratulations then to Brandon Tedesco. Yet another driver then that's going to make his way into the All-Star race. So that is the end of that. And be sure to be here for tomorrow for the actual race itself. So until then, goodbye for now.